Ape Kamui no Mi is a traditional ritual of the Ainu people, offering prayers to the fire deity. The Ainu are the indigenous people of northern Japan, primarily Hokkaido and its surrounding areas. They have their own unique language and culture, as well as prayers, dances, and the belief that spirits reside in all things. In September of 2023, the 77th Shakushain Memorial Service was held in Shinhidaka Town, Hokkaido. Shakushain was a leader of the Ainu tribes of this region, a hero revered by the Ainu people. This memorial service is the oldest of its kind in Hokkaido. Sugawara Katsuyoshi, from the Shinhidaka Ainu Society, plays a central role in the event.
Our ceremonies today will follow traditional practices.
This program will introduce the community working diligently to preserve the Shakushain Memorial Service and pass on the spirit and rich traditional culture of the Ainu to future generations. Shinhidaka Town is located in the southern part of central Hokkaido, bordering the Pacific Ocean with a stunning view of the Hidaka Mountains. Blessed with abundant nature, the town is characterized by diverse landscapes. During the harsh Hokkaido winters, Shinhidaka enjoys a relatively mild climate, making it the best place in Japan to breed racehorses, producing numerous champions. Shinhidaka Town also has a thriving kelp farming industry. It's known nationwide as Hidaka Kombu for its traditional methods passed down through generations. Dashi is the most fundamental element of Japanese cuisine, and when made with Hidaka Kombu, its quality and flavor is considered to be the finest example of dashi. Sun-drying the kelp is one of this region's common summer sights. Shimozawa Katsuhiro, of Ainu descent, was born and raised here. He now serves as a coordinator for the kombu kelp farmers in the region.
This is the raw kombu. It's normally dried for a day and looks like this afterward. Then we stack it up. After cutting it, we sun-dry it again. After that, we let it rest. This takes about half a month. You could say it matures them. They're living things, after all.
The Shakushain Memorial Service is held in Mauta Park. It's 2 weeks until the memorial, and Sugawara Katsuyoshi is cutting weeds in the pouring rain.
Even though it's raining, we'll run out of time if we don't cut it now.
Sugawara has been involved in organizing the Shakushain Memorial Service for 35 years.
どうも、こんにちは。
He is also involved in various aspects of the Shinhidaka Ainu society, including the promotion, transmission, and development of Ainu culture. He joined the organization at the age of 21. Before joining at his mother's recommendation, he had no knowledge of his Ainu roots.
I was initially employed as an Ainu life counselor, and when I asked my mother why, I learned that I had Ainu heritage. That was the first time I came to realize that I was Ainu.
Despite his job, Sugawara says he had no interest in Ainu rituals or culture. A turning point came when he was 35.
There was a project to train Ainu language instructors, and when I participated in that, something about it made me become deeply passionate about it. Learning the language became a starting point for me to think about the content and meaning of ceremonies, rituals, and the like.
Shakushain is a hero whose legends have been passed down in Ainu tradition. The leading Shakushain historian is the director of the Shinhidaka Town Museum. This is Saito Hirotomo.
Shakushain led the Ainu uprising against the ethnic Japanese Wajin Matsumaya clan in 1669.
In the mid-17th century, the Matsumaya clan, consisting mainly of ethnic Japanese, monopolized trade with the Ainu, imposing unfavorable conditions. At the time, Shakushain, who governed Shinhidaka Town and its neighboring areas, led a rebellion.
In response to Shakushain's call, Ainu from many regions, discontented with the Wajin Matsumaya clan, rose up. However, during a counterattack, Shakushain was ambushed and the uprising came to an end.
The remains of the fortress Shakushain built during the uprising still exist today in Mauta Park.
Shakushain was an Ainu with the courage, intellect, and physical strength to fight injustice. He was an Ainu among Ainu. I believe the memorial is a chance to reaffirm how to live as such a harmonious human being.
Hiramura Hiroshi, who has Ainu roots, serves as a priest at the Shakushain Memorial Service. 13 days before the event, he was collecting materials including willow wood to make inau. The crafting has begun. Inau are indispensable ritual tools for Ainu ceremonies.
The now hears our words and communicates with the Kamui on our behalf. That's its purpose. 17 of these inao are crafted for the Nusa altar of the Shakushain Memorial Service, corresponding to the number of deities.
The Ainu believe that everything in our world has a spirit, especially in nature and the animals that provide blessings to humans, as well as elements beyond human control, such as the weather. Their spiritual philosophy honors these deities as kamui. During the memorial, prayers are offered to 17 kamui, including universal deities such as the sun and mountain deities, as well as local spirits specific to Shinhidaka Town, such as the guardian deity of the Shizunai River. These are the members of the Shizunai Ethnic Culture Preservation Society in Shinhidaka Town. They are practicing traditional Ainu dance to be performed after the memorial. Sugawara is here as well, providing guidance for the dance.
This dance is named Hoyao, meaning crane dance. It's inspired by studying the actual movements of cranes closely and reflecting their mannerisms.
Ozawa Chieko and her daughter Saya are performing in the dance.
I joined together with my daughter, who was around 3 years old at the time.
I remember back then, there were still many children, and I had many friends from the same grade. We used to play and dance together. Hello.
Saya is now 18 and attends the agricultural high school in Shinhidaka Town. In February 2023, Saya participated in the International Youth Cultural Exchange Program, organized by the Foundation for Ainu Culture. She spent 2 weeks living with the Maori, the indigenous people of New Zealand. This experience was transformative as Saya went from shy to being much more confident.
I learned that if someone lets you help them, they're already considered family. So even if they said, "Don't worry about it," I'd insist on helping. After that, they would invite me to go out. It was a cultural exchange experience that made me really want to go back.
Saya was able to find an undiscovered version of herself through her experience in New Zealand.
I think that I have become more open, and now I have more desire to create something together with like-minded friends. My personality evolved beyond the shy person I used to be, and I think I'm a little bit more open now.
Two days before the Shakushain Memorial Service, many people had already gathered at the Memorial Hall venue. One of its rituals is called Haruran-na, where mochi rice cakes are thrown. Today, they are preparing the mochi. Haruran-na signifies food falling from the sky, embodying the belief that the rejoicing of humans is also enjoyed by the deities. As the number of attendees increases each year, the quantity of mochi needed also continues to grow. Red and white mochi rice cakes are packaged together.
It's a festival of historical significance, and it's all about respecting and expressing gratitude towards the great Ainu hero. It holds deep historical value, and there's a desire to preserve and protect it.
Sugawara, who was helping with the mochi making, began mowing during the lunch break. After 35 years of helping with the organization of the Shakushain ceremony, he has come to be known as a conservationist of traditional Ainu ceremonies.
Without the Shakushain Memorial, even if I were working in the same job, I might not have become as involved in these ceremonies and rituals to this extent. This event happens once a year, and Ainu friends from all over Hokkaido gather, as well as people who want to see authentic practices firsthand. It feels like it's become my entire life.
After 12 hours of making mochi, over 10,000 are now ready. Sugawara arrives early in the morning on the day before the ceremony. He continued working in the office after yesterday's mochi making, getting only a few hours of rest.
There's so much to do.
Upon arrival, something seems amiss. There is a sense of urgency as a rice cooker malfunctioned, disrupting preparations. The problem turned out to be a simple bad connection, and the work resumed. Packs of inakibi gohan, a rice dish incorporating a variety of grains, have been carefully prepared for 1,000 people. Local fishermen bring fresh salmon. They will be used for traditional Ainu dishes served during the festival, including grilled salmon skewers and the shakushain hot pot stew. Salmon is referred to as kamuichep, the fish of the deities, and holds great importance as a staple food for the Ainu people. The salmon is cut for skewers. They number about 1,000. In the kitchen, Ozawa prepares a special offering for the kamui. Powdered hidaka kombu is added to a sweet soup with homemade dumplings, known as kombu shito. Boiled tiger beans with corn, mamera tashkep. With this, all the food offerings are complete. In front of the shakushain statue, an altar for worship is being set up. In charge is the director of the Shin-Hidaka Ainu Society, Okawa Masaru.
Shin-Hidaka town has passed down its cultural practices, such as traditional dances and prayers to the deities, from each generation to the next generation, diligently and for a very long time. I think we've entered an era where distinctions between Ainu and Japanese are less relevant, and now there is a recognition of the need for mutual coexistence among all.
The memorial service is now only a day away. Hiramura, acting as priest, assembles the altar used in the Icharupa, a ceremony of ancestral worship. The completed altar is adorned with 17 inau. The shakushain memorial service begins.
To begin, we will perform Ape Kamui no Mi at the hearth of the Shakushain Memorial Museum.
Elders from various regions of Hokkaido, adorned in their respective ethnic garments, have gathered for the ceremony. The priest recites Ape Kamui no Mi, the prayer to the fire deity. The Ainu consider the fire deity a familiar and approachable presence and make offerings to it at the beginning of the ceremony, after which they request for it to communicate with other deities. After the conclusion of the Ape Kamui no Mi, the ceremony moves outdoors.
アイヌ民族の平和な生活を取り戻すという願いを持って立ち上がったその偉業を忍び、
The memorial service in front of the statue of Shakushain has begun. Shimozawa, the kombu seaweed farmer, also wears traditional attire and participates in the event. After the service is the haruran nut rice cakes. About the time the rice cakes are all gone, the chimachep salmon skewers are ready. And as a 1.5-meter pot is filled with hiraka kelp broth, preparations for the Shakushain hot pot are complete. Over 1,000 people attended again this year, enjoying the traditional flavors.
もうもち汁のが楽しみ。鮭のね、味噌汁が美味しくて食べに参るね。二人でいつも。毎年来てるの。はい、お餅もこんだけ拾いました。お餅も楽しんだ。先祖は大事にしなきゃならないなとか、そういうことをやっぱり思いますね。うん。
男子禁制っていうか、禁制立ち入っちゃいけないってわけじゃない。そうですね。だから多分。
Another of Sugawara's duties is to answer visitors' questions. The ancestral memorial ceremony, Icharupa, is about to begin. The priest offers sake with the inao. Through the inao, they pay respects to their Ainu ancestors and to Shakushain. During the prayer, a bee landed on the vessel held by the priest. Priest Hiramura gently tilted it, offering a bit of sake to the bee. Perhaps satisfied, the bee departed, disappearing past the inao. Did the bee want to participate in the ritual? After all the prepared offerings are given to the ancestors, the Icharupa ancestral tribute is complete. Now, the final ritual of the Shakushain ceremony, the closing Kamui no Mi. The fire deity, Ape Kamui, is informed of the successful conclusion of the ancestral tribute by the final burning of the inao, also marking the end of its role in the ceremony. After the memorial concludes, 11 groups of Ainu traditional dancers performed their respective Ainu dances handed down in various regions of Hokkaido. Ozawa Saya from Shinhidaka town savored the joy of dancing with her friends even more this year, building on her experiences in New Zealand.
I think that traditions are incredibly important, and if we don't do anything, they will fade away. I hope we can continue them just as they are. This year's Shakushain Memorial Service also had visitors from abroad.
including Michael Ioannidis, a graduate student from the University of California studying indigenous cultures. He attended the event to learn about traditional Ainu ceremonies.
Ceremony was very beautiful, and I think that it's a powerful display of the Ainu people's resilience in the face of forces that had sought to destroy them. And so I'm just so honored to be able to witness this type of event being held and the traditions being passed on and carried into the future.
One month later, the Advanced Practices course is being held in Shinhidaka town to train new priests for Ainu traditional ceremonies.
The first ritual is to pray to the deities, Kamuinomi.
The instructor is Sugawara. The new program began in 2022 in response to interest in learning the practices of traditional Ainu rituals firsthand. 8 men of various ages from across Hokkaido have gathered to participate.
There are people in my local area who teach various practices as well. But I've learned a lot more about both things I learned locally and things I didn't know about. So it's been a valuable experience.
To ensure that the culture passed down from their ancestors is not lost, Sugawara and others continue their efforts to guide the future generations of Ainu.
We are diligently preserving the traditions and ceremonies we inherited from our ancestors. We hope to pass down these traditional rituals intact to ensure the continuation of our heritage.
カムイフチレスフチモシリコルカムイオリパクテライキヤッカタンカツヨシクネワクオンカミネナ